Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Tea. As you can see, we have Mel from Man Down in the building tonight. Shout out to Mel. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Good.
That's wonderful.
Not
As
bad
you
at all.
What'd you say?
Not bad at all.
I mean, I'm feeling great because the Lakers just got dog walked all over Los Angeles.
Hey, don't be too
So
don't be too happy, me.
I can't help it. You guys already know I'm on their asses all season long. So tonight's show, I do want to dedicate it to Darvin Ham and Quincy Oliveri. So shout out to Darvin Ham and Quincy. They didn't deserve what happened to them. There's a long list of victims that LeBron has left in the dust, and the Lakers have just left in the dust and treated poorly. So we have sound bites from the post-game presser tonight. We have a soundbite from Gil's Arena that's pretty interesting. And we're going to break down the good, the bad, and the ugly in this Timberwolves Lakers game. So you guys are in for a fun night. I'm really excited to be here with you all. And I would love to, just before we get into it, if you guys can do me a favor and share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I also just want to take a quick moment to shout out our members of the channel and our loyal supporters as well. So that should hopefully give everybody a few minutes to load into the chat. But let me go ahead and start with the shout outs. So first, I just want to shout out a brand new member, Zeno Omega. Thank you so much for joining the channel. We have Spurs Ann, an all-star, Ron Whitehead, also an all-star of the channel, Blanco Smoke, Carl for President Anthony, Force Ghost Fabio, Yazid Yer Bay, T-Bert, my twin. Thank you for being an all-star, Relax and Focus. We also have, hold on, I have another page of members to read through. We also have All Gravy, WW, Neil Howlett, Von Chris Cordova, KM, Big Al Master Chief, Mikey Brass, Sports Facts, Jeffrey Guyett, and then I think we have three more. We also have Christopher Baldwin, Right Hand Cam, and It's Not That Serious. Thank you all for being loyal members of Sports Tea. I really appreciate you guys. You are the ones that help us to just keep the channel going and to grow and expand. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So, guys, as you can see, we're going to get into this Lakers Timberwolves game. Mel, what did you see in the game? I'm just so curious. I know you were watching and digging into every quarter. So what were some key observations that you were able to make just right off the top? And I'll throw up the box score because, I mean, it looks pretty god awful. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. First of all, I let's just say this: the Lakers suck, right? JJ Redick suck. LeBron James need to retire. Let's just get that out the way. But I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt because this is the back end of a back-to-back. They just played Utah last night. That game went down to the last second. You know, they really lost on the buzzer beater, but you know, the coach called the timeout and Utah didn't get that win. But it's the back end of a back-to-back, so you know the leg's not gonna be there. You got a 40-year-old team leader in LeBron, and you know he's the head of the snake, man. So if he comes out with no energy, you know, it's gonna trickle. It's gonna be a trickle down effect. So they just didn't have it, right? But when you look at it, they're doing a lot of things wrong, right? I did hear the announcer speak on how LeBron James is like in the top 6 or 7 in the league in fourth quarter points. That tells me he's doing a little bit too much in the fourth quarter, and AD's not. AD, there's a stat out there that says in the last, I want to say 5 games, he only have about 6 fourth quarter points. He's not taking enough shots. LeBron is taking more shots than him every game. It's just weird. And this dude is supposed to be an MVP candidate. He's the guy that's in his prime. He's the mismatch down low. And he's the guy that's not getting the offense ran through him. And it's just unfortunate for him. And you know, it's just crazy. And then, like, you know, the person who supposed to be the head of the snake, LeBron, every time he underperforms, he's got the perfect excuse of his age and how long he's been playing, and he's not supposed to be doing it. So it's just weird. Where if your age is a perfect excuse for you not to perform well and in these losses, then the team should belong to Anthony Davis, and the offense should be running through him. So until they fix that, and until they do right by Darvin Ham, and until they do right by Quincy Oliveira, everything they touch is going to be poo, right? And that's what we seen on the court tonight. They just didn't, they just couldn't do it. They only scored 80 points. Defense sucked. The post game presses with JJ Redick, Anthony Davis, and LeBron was just sad. JJ Redick looked like he had tears in his eyes. The team was just too young. Like whenever the Lakers turned the ball over, the team would just run, and it was nothing they could do to keep up with them. It was just embarrassing, man.
Yeah, no, it was really, really bad. And LeBron and AD, between the two of them, didn't even crack 25 points.
Yeah, I think AD had 12, LeBron had 10. It's just that's embarrassing, bro.
And what you mentioned about the fourth quarter points that LeBron has been scoring is I view it as he's been doing a lot of stat padding in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
So, games that have been already decided in the third quarter, he's coming out and trying to make sure that he gets his points. Or he had, I think, 9 triple doubles so far this season. So it was just a little bit, to me, it's obvious that he's trying to push certain narratives in this year 22, age 40, even though he hasn't turned 40 yet. So I just think he's stat padding. AD is not taking enough shots, but it's primarily in the fourth quarter, and I am concerned as to why that is. Why do you think that is? Do you think that it's because several games LeBron has headed into the fourth quarter at 6 points or so?
Why do I think what's going on? I'm sorry, I was reading something.
Anthony Davis, he's not scoring in the fourth quarter. He's not even getting the touches. And so Is that LeBron hogging the ball? Do you feel like LeBron is doing that? Because oftentimes he's headed into the fourth quarter and it's clear that he feels like he hasn't scored enough points. Anytime he does not have 10 or more points headed into the fourth quarter, that's what I've been seeing him do, taking over, hero ball. And look, I watched JJ Redick and it did seem like he was crying, tears in his eyes, and it seems like he has no control over the team. Like what he was doing, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning of the season, LeBron was allowing him to do this. He was playing off the ball, and it seems like LeBron is completely ignoring him. Like the game plans that JJ Redick wants to push forward, they're not happening. They're not unfolding.
I'm gonna answer your question, but I want to just touch the JJ Redick part first. Mm-hmm. Reality is setting in for him, right? Because during his post game, he looked so defeated. It looked like he had just got finished crying before he got out there. He still had tears in his eyes, and he was just saying, like, we worked on defense, and we don't have enough time to actually practice because you got travel, back to backs, and all that stuff. So the reality was setting in on how hard it is to do what he was criticizing Doc Rivers for, like he had all the answers, right? And he's realizing this ain't easy, man. We don't get a lot of practice time. I think I'm showing someone something. I'm showing professionals one thing, and I'm thinking we're gonna be able to implement it on the court, and then we get on the court and they can't do it. Like he's just defeated, and reality setting in. So that's that part. But to your question, why Anthony Davis isn't getting the shots in the fourth quarter so it's a lot of things. It's him, it's LeBron, it's JJ Redick. It's how the NBA is run. So for Anthony Davis piece of it, he's not calling for the ball like he should be, right? He's not demanding it. He's a big man. Have a big man's mentality. Have a big man attitude. And when Shaq wasn't getting the ball because Kobe was scoring 30 and 40, right? And this is a Kobe that's scoring, that's still helping the team win. Like when LeBron is ignoring AD, is not good for the team. So he's got more power than Shaq, or more prerogative than Shaq to call for the ball and say, feed the freaking big dog, right? So he's not doing enough of that, right? That's number one. Number two, JJ Redick in the post game, they asked him about AD getting the ball, and his answer was so retarded. He said that early in the season, we wasn't calling any plays for him, just running our normal offense. The ball would somewhat find him in good spots, right? And that was working, right? He said that. And I was like, well, you got to know that what you was coming out here to do was different from what they seen from the Lakers last year. That means that it was going to take 10 to 12 games for everyone to get a scouting report on what y'all want to do before they can lock in on it. So you mean to tell me you're not calling plays for AD? You're not calling plays for him, and you think the ball is just going to magically find your best player?
Right.
That's insane. So that's number two. So AD is an issue. Coaching is an issue. And then what you said with LeBron, his need to feel like, oh, I got to get this triple-double, because when he had that streak of 2 or 3 triple-doubles, he had to get that. He padded his stats for that. His streak of scoring 10 points or more in all of his games was in jeopardy. He had to make sure he stayed in the fourth quarter to get that, right? And he just feel like the fourth quarter is his time, and he's just not that type of player, man. So, and then
he never was.
No.
LeBron never was a fourth quarter player. So don't you think it's interesting that he chooses at the end of his career to try to become one? You made some really good points, Mel, and I do want to play for us the post-game press conference that JJ Redick did. It's a little bit long, but I mean, every portion of it is just hilarious. The stupid, comment he made about the ball finding him, and just, it's really. Oh,
you got that soundbite?
I have the soundbite from this post game at the Timberwolves, and he mentioned something about AD as well. Actually, that was against the Jazz, right? Where he talked about him not getting enough touches. I think he talked about it again. I'm pretty sure he talked about it tonight, so we'll hear it.
Yeah. You want me to take this super chat down?
Oh yeah.
Mike, go ahead.
JJ, I think first and third quarters were 20 points. I think the fourth quarter was out of hand. But what did you see offensively? And what would you like to see improve? Whether it's better shots or more downhill.
Just think overall more body and ball movement.
In that defensively, did you feel like you saw some of the things that you had seen in Utah that you would like?
Yeah, we got up to a good start defensively. We made a couple just mental lapses. 2 ISO threes. Went under on the Horn's chest. Naz Reid hits a 3. Despite the fact that we were very clear about what we were doing with Randall in the post versus Smalls, didn't execute that. They banged a 3. And then when you're not scoring on the other end, it kind of deflates you. But look, we were right in the game for 10 to 12 points for 2.5, 2 and 3 quarters, 2 and 3 quarters of the game, and just sometimes the offense can deflate you.
JJ, you guys entered tonight 26th in offensive rating over your past 5 games. It's obviously season low tonight. Just kind of bigger picture or more recently, what have you seen offensively during this lull?
Yeah.
Or what have you not seen?
I've not seen us playing the way we played earlier in the year. I mean, I've got to spend all day tomorrow with my staff trying to figure out how do we get back to that. And it's funny because we first half of Phoenix, we did it. First half of Denver, we did it. Against Orlando 7 games ago, it's one of the best defense in the league. We had 120 offensive rating. Like, it's there.
Kind of, JJ, kind of to that point, you mentioned in one of your previous answers, the player and ball movement hasn't been there. I know you have to go back and watch the film. I understand this is the second half of back-to-back, but is there something, I guess, you can point to where you're saying, like, I guess this sparked things maybe being a little bit more methodical or a little bit more outside of the character of the team, just from an offensive process standpoint?
Yeah, the second half of the Denver game. And I said that was an aberration. I said that to the group. I said that to you guys. It's looking more and more like it's not an aberration.
How much of this is just breaking habits? And is that as you're trying to get this team to play the way that you want to see them play and the way they've shown that they can play, how much of this do you feel is just
I feel like the offense was fun. And I really believe we've gotten better defensively. And, you know, I think we've spent a lot of time as a staff defensively, and, you know, this is the nature of the NBA season. You don't have a ton of time. And the things you emphasize, hopefully you get better at. And then sometimes when you don't emphasize something, or you don't work on something because you don't necessarily have time, or you think you're good at it and you think you have buy-in at it, it just, you get slippage. And, you know, we gotta clean that up.
LeBron tonight, 6 turnovers, 4-16 on the second night of back-to-back. Did you see fatigue from him? Did you see him pressing?
They're a big team. You know, we've played a lot of these teams lately. You know, last night was 3 basically 7-footers in the starting lineup. We you know, McDaniels, Randall, Reed, Gobert, like they're a big team. They give, you know, if you play stagnant against them, they're going to give you problems.
Staying on LeBron, he stated his goal to play all 82 to us before the season started.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is unprecedented in year 22 and all that.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? Is that a sustainable goal in your estimation?
I mean, I think we are measuring the players, and you know, we can tell if a guy's running hot or whatever. He does a remarkable job of taking care of his body and getting recovery. I don't know. I don't know that's in the best interest of him and us if he does that. But if he's feeling well and feeling good, then he should play. But we obviously want to manage that as best we can.
This stuff is probably all related, but 83 games out of the last 4 has been under 20 points. Obviously, he's going to be a focal point defensively for teams, especially as you guys have highlighted him. But is it kind of all related? Do you view it as all being kind of related as one sort of offensive ecosystem where if you're stagnant, he's easier to guard?
Yeah, I do. And frankly, you know, when he started off the season and for, you know, much of the season until recently, we didn't have to always call his play for him to get the ball in a scoring position. We just kind of naturally found it through the offense. And
Idiot.
You know, he's just not getting many easy ones right now.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that was dumb.
It was so bad, right, Mel? I mean, did you catch how he actually decided to say that, you know, maybe it wasn't good for LeBron to play all 82 games? Do you think that that's them already planning for him to be out because he can't do it?
Yeah, because they asked LeBron about it after the game as well, and he said it's something we're discussing.
I mean, you got exposed.
Like, it don't sound like he had the answers, do it? Remember when it sounded like him and LeBron had every answer to
all the answers. And do you notice, like, when he doesn't have the answers, he almost interrupts the reporter to answer the question before they can even finish talking, even though he doesn't have the answer.
It's unreal, man.
We're measuring guys.
The fact that his answer for his best player on why he's under 20 points the last 3 games was we didn't have to call plays for him before. Why the hell wasn't you calling plays for your best player? And he was still getting
the intricate offense.
Yeah, well, what happened to it? What happened to that?
It was supposed to be so brilliant. They're so smart.
Man.
I just wonder what the excuses on ESPN are going to be. Are they going to throw LeBron under the bus, or are they going to throw JJ Redick under the bus? Because they've gone all in on their investment for JJ Redick and how brilliant he is as a coach. And he's the best coach we've ever seen.
Well, they can't throw LeBron under the bus because you see everyone's avoiding critiquing him about anything. It's not about them being slow. It's not about his turnovers. It's not about him being old. It's not about him not passing the torch to AD. It's never about LeBron. They gotta when they ask them these questions, they have to dance around the real issue and try to find all that. That's why everybody's stuttering. That's why it sounds like JJ Redick don't know, what he's talking about, because he can't say what he can't address the elephant in the room. But it was funny when AD was being questioned, and he started to kind of make excuses for himself or for the team, and was saying stuff like, it's not the offense, we just don't have the talent. He really said that. Like, Anthony Davis really said that. So they're just going to blame everyone that's not named JJ Redick, LeBron, or AD.
We knew that was coming from a mile away. D'Angelo Russell is on the trading block. Rui Hachimura's on the trade block. I mean, Austin Reeves, I think, is there too. They've been talking. There's trade rumors for Trae Young. Who do you think they give up if they get Trae Young? I don't think that's a good trade at all. I think it's just going to be bricks and turnovers, and it's not going to be good.
There's no way Atlanta does that trade. I mean, who would they give up? I mean, it probably have to be D'Angelo Russell and a draft pick.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think Austin Reeves will go in that trade?
You know how Rob Pelinka is in Lakers. It was trades that he wanted to pull off years ago that he couldn't pull off because they wanted to keep Taylor Horton Tucker. Mm-hmm. When they get these young guys, they play pretty decent. They fall in love with them and don't want to part ways with them, especially if LeBron likes them.
So Reeves is one of those guys for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard for them to give up Tucker. Very hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what they end up getting for Tucker? What finally made them give him up? I can't even remember. But
I think when he left, that was when they got. Didn't they get like Spencer Dinwiddie? Didn't they get Jared Van? Like, I think they got a few pieces. I don't know.
They needed some defense. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of rumors. I heard Valanciunas. Of course, the Bulls is trying to unload Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine. I don't know if they'll retread Lonzo Ball, but maybe they're interested in Zach LaVine. Who knows?
I would love that.
Yeah,
it would just lead to more losing. Yeah,
Zach LaVine will get hurt.
He'll get hurt, and he's just really not the guy that we thought that he was. He
is. He just get hurt. I think he can hoop. He shocked me. He surprised me.
He did
more than I thought he would.
Also seen him play poorly, and I just don't see any piece in the NBA that might be coming available that's going to be a good fit for LeBron.
Yeah, the real answer is that LeBron was supposed to. They were supposed to let him walk in free agency.
That is the real answer.
That was the real answer. They weren't supposed to re-sign him, but I think, which makes me think though, because you remember when they went on when they first started saying they was trying to hire a coach, and they interviewed Hurley from Connecticut, the men's, right, and he looked like he was really giving it consideration. So he comes for the interview, and I'm thinking part of that interview was them to let them know what the plan was with Bronny James.
And he was just like, hell no.
Yeah, he was like, man, y'all running a clown show. I'm trying to win, and y'all running the clown show. Yeah, I can't do it.
That's why he declined it. It had to be. I mean, when you think about Darvin Ham, who instantly said, like, I'm not worried about that openly and publicly, right? And then all of a sudden he's no longer the coach.
Yeah. And somehow he was able to convince. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying somehow, like, then LeBron is trashing Darvin Ham every chance he gets.
Correct. Somehow he convinced Jenny Buss that the monetary value and the financial gain from bringing Bronny on and making it a spectacle was worth it, right? It was worth him being re-signed there, and them using that second round draft pick on Bronny so they can have that moment. They can make history in the Lakers, you know what I mean? And I know she thinks like that because I remember before LeBron broke the Kareem's record, they asked her about it during the interview, and she was like, what more does this record need to be broken than in LA? Like, it's perfect for him to be in the LA jersey while he breaks Kareem's record that he set in LA. That's her thought process. I'm like, hell, I don't even like the way I think is Kareem's record shouldn't be broken. right?
She shouldn't want that to happen
Yeah.
on her watch with LeBron, you
No.
know. But I also think that Jeannie Buss wants her star players to be happy. She doesn't want like discord in the press. If you notice, like she usually wouldn't say much, but there was a point, and I just think I believe that it's more than money. I think that Rich Paul strong-armed them with something.
How?
Whether it's players, because Clutch Sports has $1 billion in contracts, Mel. They
That's
have a
crazy.
ton of players that they control. Think about it. At one point, they had Anthony Edwards. Imagine what you can do. Imagine what kind of leverage you have when you have players like that. You know what I mean? In your agency. So he's probably threatening them, you know, that they're never going to get a star player again.
That's
That's
crazy.
what I think.
They can't have that much pull. The billionaire owners got. I mean, it's 30 of them. They got to be able to say we can crush this dude at any moment. You know what I mean? So I can't think they strong arming, but they doing something. They finessing.
I think something is going on, and I don't believe that it's just that the Lakers have always made money.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to believe that she would want to make a spectacle of her team this way, but I guess
she got finesse. She got finesse.
She signed off on it, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to mention out of the box score? Do you feel good about like what happened in the game as far as like, you know, well, there is one thing that I wanted to point out specifically, and that was that LeBron James had the worst plus minus on the floor.
Yeah, and he's got the worst plus minus for the season for the team.
Correct. He is, I think, a minus 100 over the last 3 games.
Yeah.
It's kind of pathetic. And I mean, I can't see, what do you think is going to happen as far as LeBron, them trying to manage his 82 games? How do you think they're going to get through that for the rest of the season?
They go give him some games off, and he probably, you know,
he's going to cherry pick the games he can score in.
He's going to cherry pick some of the back-to-backs. I don't think he want to look like what he looked like tonight again. So I think his back-to-backs are going to start getting managed first, right? Maybe they'll start with the back-to-backs, and then they might just get him some games off like they just gave Luka. Oh, he got an ankle, he got a wrist, or whatever the case may be, and let he get 2 straight games, 3 straight games off. Because on top of that, they also got to figure out what type of team they want to be, and can they play better without LeBron? You know what I mean? They need to see that, right? They got to try some things out, and I think that's the smooth way of pulling LeBron out of the lineup to see if we going through AD for real. What are we going to look like? Because we've seen it before. They beat some really good teams without LeBron. Last year before last, it don't matter, man. If Anthony Davis is healthy, they can play some really good basketball, and defense will be better. They'll run more, and they'll be going into Anthony Davis in the post like they want to depend on him. You can hear in JJ Redick's voice like we ain't had no plans in going through AD. We don't even run plays for him, and like I just can't for the life of me think that he thought that was normal to say that my best player we don't run plays for him. I can't believe that. I couldn't believe it.
Me either. Just the whole thing, all 6 some odd minutes of that post-game presser was awful. And it's every time, if you notice, he gets worse, whether they win or lose. There's just questions that he's got no answer for, no real answer. You can tell he's lying. The scratching, he even had some like white crap on his shirt. Like, I think he's super stressed. Like, he's got dandruff. He's got, you know what I'm saying? He's got, his whole hair is turning gray. He started off with jet black hair and he looks salt and pepper now.
Yeah, he look a little old, but he probably had on a ton of makeup on his recording days with LeBron on the podcast, man. So
true. And also when he was on ESPN. I get it. I don't feel bad for him at all. Okay.
No, I don't either.
Saying, oh, this is such a high profile job. What about all the shit he was talking about Doc Rivers? He doesn't know how to make adjustments. What adjustments did he make tonight? When you're getting your asses kicked in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And this is consistently happening where the Lakers are staying with teams up until that, the first half. And then second half hits and they just can't keep up. And what that says is that LeBron is old. and they have players on their team that they can't defend. Like that can't defend. Dalton Connect is not the best defender. I like him. He hustles, but it didn't seem like he could stop anybody tonight from what I saw.
No, he can't stop
Austin
those
Reeves
beats.
he can't do anything. He's getting beat on defense almost every time.
It's just bad, man. I feel bad for people who are diehard Lakers fans, and they got to sit back and watch this dude just
hemorrhage their team.
Oh my God, it's crazy, man. Like, I mean, they can't even make that. I mean, the salary cap is locked up. They can't make no moves. I mean, they got the salary cap locked up with a LeBron James that can't really help them, and a Bronny James that they can't even use. Like that's a whole roster spot.
And no player is going to come and play hard for this team. You know that, right? Even if it's Zach LaVine is going to come for the contract and to be in LA, if that's something that he's willing to do. But everybody knows the script when you play with LeBron. He's going to be blamed. All these players are going to get blamed for things. And then I don't see anybody coming and like thinking in their mind, you know what, this is going to be a great situation for me. We're going to win a title. Let me do my very best. I see them doing some trickery. Like, oh, I'm going to get injured. I'm going to be out. I don't want to deal with this. That's just what I see happening.
How much of Anthony Davis' prime is left?
That too. I mean, we saw what he looked like in the Olympics. We see what he can do just coming out into this season. What a healthy Anthony Davis looks like. It looks amazing, but he's not always consistent. And I don't know if it's always LeBron's fault or if that's, him just playing like shit sometimes.
Yeah, but it's crazy that we can't find out.
I know
we can't find out if it's Anthony Davis and him just being weak-minded, or is it freaking, I mean, either way you put it is a little bit weak-minded. I mean, because to let LeBron come in and finesse and strong arm you like that, and and like handicap you to where you can't really, you can't strive. He can't reach what he's supposed to be reaching as a player.
He's big dogging. He's big dogging, and he shouldn't be, right? Like, why are you taking the most shots every game? It's disgusting, Mel. Yeah. I think over the last 3 games, LeBron James has shot more than Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
We are going to get to that. But before we do, I just think this discussion begs the question, can JJ Redick, can he impact the Lakers? Do you think that he's going to be able to improve their win column?
No, that he don't got the answers, man. He don't.
He don't got the answers.
No, he don't got the answers. He's confused, dazed. He don't know what to do. He's like I said, reality setting in. He's probably realizing the truth about LeBron. He's realizing the truth about how hard it is to coach
LeBron specifically,
and coach LeBron. And he probably thought that, I don't know. I mean, him playing in the league so long, I don't know how he could be surprised by most of this stuff, but he really thought that what he was putting out was just going to be the right recipe, and it was going to be so great that everyone was just going to follow suit and be able to, follow through with his plan. And he's realizing it don't matter what I show these dudes. It only lasts for a game, and then after that, it's back to the normal habits, man. I don't understand why he's surprised by that. I'm really not.
He probably feels so deflated and defeated. Like, we watched hours of tape. We talked about this, and look at what you're going out there and doing, right? How much do you want to bet that like him and LeBron sit in some dark room together being quote unquote psychos and sickos, all for him to come out and do that bullshit tonight? And then JJ Redick goes and shows him the LeBron blow-by mixtape. He was out there looking like Luka on defense, Mel. The best is when he pretends to run back.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. Identical records from last year with Darvin Ham over the, what are they, 12-9? That's 21 games. Yeah, so I'm looking at the schedule now of Darvin Ham and the Lakers last year, and it was 21-9 at this time.
Hilarious. I love it. Well, we are going to get to, Anthony Davis. Essentially, like him.
I'm sorry, 12-9. My bad. I'm sorry, 12-9. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. But you brought up a good point, right? Like Anthony Davis being weak-minded. You know, there's been a lot of conversation about that. Gil's Arena talks about it, and I think we're going to have to jump into that. So we'll play a soundbite from Gil's Arena. Just really what they get into is, you know, why can't Anthony Davis assert himself? And they talk about that. They shed some light, and I think it's, you know, some interesting discussion for us to have.
There's no reason he shouldn't be. If we don't give him his flower, it's like we're not giving him enough flowers for him to just kind of like want to walk away. Like we gotta bring more flowers, because it's like, to me, it's hindering the game. The stats, the praise, like, we get it. And I'm going to give you flowers because you've done so much for the game. You can't take away the energy he's put in, the hard work he's put in, the blood, sweat, and tears. You can't defy the gravity that he's passed all these greats and he's done all this stuff for the game. You cannot ignore that stuff. But what we're seeing now is a diminishing of the game because a great player will not step aside so other players can be great.
That's not how it works.
I know.
That's not how. I'm sorry. That's not how it works.
Right
You're
now.
telling me.
That's how it's working right now.
No, you're telling me.
A 40-year-old's taking 28 shots on my team, and I only got to shoot the ball 2 times in the fourth, and you're telling me that
you're AD right now? So it's AD's
I'm
thing?
just saying, if you want me to take the reins and you're taking 28 shots at 40 and I'm taking 2 in the fourth, I don't want to hear nothing else come out of nobody's mouth except for move the fuck around.
But 28, 25.
Yeah, AD took 25 shots.
He took 25 shots.
I'm supposed to take 35.
You should.
Why am I not?
Why did you take 25?
Because you took them.
You took 25.
6-game stretch.
Yes.
5 games.
5 games.
6 points in
29 minutes.
6 points.
7 field goals.
2 of them was last night.
And you said a couple of them was blowouts, but they were getting blown out, or
So-
they were blowing. So they got blown out by the Suns.
And then
29 minutes
beat the
of work
Spurs by
play
like
for
18,
6
but
points.
They beat the Spurs by 8.
Still close.
Can we just
So it was
accept?
1-1. It was a blowout that he said that they were down.
Yeah.
And there was a blowout when they were up that he hits. So he played the fourth quarter of all them fucking games.
Played fourth quarter all those games. Had a couple of 0-point fourth quarters in that 5-game mix as well.
Sometimes we just got to accept. Some people just don't want to be the bad guy.
What's the bad guy?
The bad guy. The bad guy.
JJ's bad.
Maybe he don't want to be responsible for losing games. Maybe he can't take the pressure of dropping this game. Like, I'd rather let the 40-year-old do it because I don't want the responsibility. If we lose, Laker Nation's going to be on me.
You don't have a choice.
I do.
No, you don't.
I let him do it. Let him do it.
No. When he leaves, you don't have a choice.
No, but he's still here though.
But he's still here.
He's still
So as long
Why
as
would you not practice now?
Because
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Because you're not going to be ready when he leaves. Then
Yeah,
you don't want to practice now, and you're not ready now. How you going to be ready when he leaves?
maybe it's just you don't want it. Ain't in him.
Hey,
Maybe he's forever.
you're telling me
Maybe he's forever Robin.
You're telling me I can take 25 shots
I can't believe
during the
y'all
game with you.
attributing this to AD not wanting to take shots
No,
in comparison to
being the
y'all
guy.
don't get this dude off the court so I can shoot the ball.
No, being the guy.
I am the guy.
No, you a guy.
I am the guy. I am the guy. He refuses to get out the way
Why does it have to do with him?
Yeah.
because he's 40.
He's not. He has no input. Like, he was 40 when I had the first 25 shots, which means I took 23 shots in 3 quarters. He was 40 then, and I got my shots then. LeBron got
Reed start.
huh?
Did Austin Reed start? Did Austin Reed start in the game?
No, I don't think.
No, he
He
did.
aged during the game.
Gabe Vincent, Dog Connect,
Was in the game.
No Reeves, no D-Lo.
no Reeves, no D-Lo.
Lil D-Lo.
No Reeves, no D-Lo, LeBron, Rui, and AD.
Win.
Shoot.
Golly. So
And that was more. That was
It-
more. I'm pretty sure.
There was 21 minutes of it. There was just so much. The beginning was great. They complained about LeBron taking too many shots, but I thought that one, like that clip, was really good just because they talk about, LeBron needing to retire. They talk about, what is AD's issue? Why isn't he asserting himself enough? they blame him pretty much. They're not blaming LeBron. They're blaming AD. I mean, Rashad McCants thinks that LeBron obviously should be passing the torch, but I'm curious, Mel, what do you think?
Well, it don't look like JJ Redick want to run an offense where AD is going to be posting up a lot. You know what I mean? AD can literally post up as much as Jokic or Joel and be just as dominant in every game except against Jokic and Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Everybody else he go overpower and bully. Nobody else is playing 7-footers in their starting lineup like that no more. And then the ones that are playing 7-footers, like the Clippers with Zubac and people like that, they might be able to handle AD in the post, but AD take them in the mid post and one dribble, he's at the rim because they can't keep up, or they got to back off of him and give him the jump shot, man. So he's a real mismatch if they're feeding him the ball in the post, whether it's low post or mid post, right? He's a freaking mismatch, right? It doesn't look like JJ Redick want to run that type of offense. It looked like he liked the spread offense. He said he wanted to get up the 50 to 60 threes a game. He wants to shoot as many threes as the Boston Celtics, and they're shooting 50. So JJ Redick said that before the season, and we want to shoot 50 threes a game. He inserted Dalton Connect in the starting lineup. He wants threes to go up. He wants LeBron to take more threes. He wants AD to take more threes. That's the offense he wants, right? And I don't think it serves a real purpose for AD, and it don't serve him well, man. So it's a catch-22 for him.
What I noticed though, in the beginning, they were playing off ball. They had LeBron playing off the ball. I think what changed was, remember that Grizzlies game where JJ Redick was slamming his chair and getting angry at D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
So it seemed like LeBron wasn't getting the stats that he wanted in the beginning of the season. So even if he had a triple-double, like, his points were low. And I don't think LeBron was happy with that. So it seemed like they were starting or creating this blame game for D'Angelo Russell. If you notice, every time LeBron's not playing the way that he wants, the point guard on the team starts getting blame, you know what I mean? It becomes friction with that position. And so if there's no point guard to run plays through, then what does LeBron get to do, Mel?
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets to revert back to his star ball, Bron ball, right? So I think that's why he creates these problems with D'Lo and the point guard. And I don't think, and it seems like the coaches fall for it every time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that JJ Redick was genuinely upset that D'Lo was playing like shit at times, having a little bit too much iso ball, too much dribbling, not finding the open man. Like, those were legit, I think, gripes. But I do feel like LeBron puts the battery in a coach's back to turn against whichever point guard is on the team so he can play his style.
Yeah, and LeBron can't be spoken to for real. He can't be corrected, right? He just can't be. So you as a coach, you like, man, I got 3 problems. LeBron is one of them. I can't say nothing to LeBron about it, right? And then it extends out to the media. Like, people like Gilbert Arenas, they won't be honest. They won't tell LeBron he's out there looking bad and he's out there naked, and they won't say he's part of the problem or the problem. They won't say that. They just go say all this other stuff and keep enabling him. And, I don't know, man. I just think the only answer for the Lakers and LeBron is for LeBron to retire, but we know that's not going to happen. But it's time for him to go, man. Like, in the military, we got a higher team. You can serve so long, and then at some point they're going to force you out. You got to get out.
He won't even take a reduced role, though, Mel. Yeah. He won't even reduce his role, and he's hiding. So come fourth quarter, that last play where they need to win or make a stop, he is hiding on defense. He's hiding on offense. He doesn't even want the ball. He just hides. He goes into like a camouflage in the paint where all the players are standing, and he's hiding because he doesn't even want the ball, because he doesn't want to be responsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't need to be on the floor, but that's optics, right? If LeBron's not on the floor in the last moments of the fourth quarter, then he was unplayable in the fourth, and there's a narrative there, right? But those things need to happen. When is JJ Redick going to man up? When is he going to demand that the ball get to Anthony Davis? Like, yes, I think Anthony Davis needs to call for the ball, but there's no protection for AD. And there should be. He's on Clutch Sports. He should be able to say, hey, we need to play like this. I need the goddamn ball. Give it to me. LeBron, stop going away from me. This isn't winning for us.
Yeah,
Give me the ball. You get credit for giving me the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let LeBron go out there and get 20 assists. Start him and take him out for those critical, like, I just don't think he should be playing late game, fourth quarters.
I mean,
unless it calls for driving to the basket. You know what I mean? But we know he can't shoot. We know he can't hit free throws.
They need to treat him like this is his last year. They're treating him like
he's in his prime. And
yeah, like he's in his prime. All because he want to keep up a narrative that he don't get tired and he's indestructible and he's 40 and he's still playing like this in year 22. All because of that. No, treat him like a real 40-year-old, like Jared Sloan did John Stockton. John Stockton was on a minutes restriction when he was in Utah his last 3 or 4 years there. He took John Stockton out of the game in the first quarter at the same time every single time. He took him out with about 5 minutes left in the game. Every first quarter, right? He made sure he played a certain amount of minutes and not too much. And, that's how he preserved John Stockton. And LeBron just going to have to let his ego go and accept that. And, let that team run a lot without him on the floor and let them go through AD and let them young bucks get up and down that floor and see what they can do. Let's see what type of early offense they can generate. Get out of the Brown ball offense. Get the ball out of your hand. Just accept the fact you ain't gonna be able to get your stats all 82 games. You're just not gonna be able to get it. That's the risk you run by playing 20,000 years. Is that at some point, if you're still trying to play competitive basketball, we can't be going through you at 40. We just can't.
But what also happened to doing what it takes to win? What happened to that?
Well, I don't think he's here to win, though, Don. I don't think he's not here to win. Like he showed us that when he was like, I want to play with Bronny. Like, you can't have two priorities. Right. Like, what other person that is on a contender right now has any other priority that is self-serving and only for their legacy? Like, name a contending team. Who's all contenders right now? Maybe the Warriors, maybe Phoenix, maybe maybe you can throw Denver in there. Then you got Boston. Then you got maybe the Cat. Like, name a player that's leading that team that has an agenda that has nothing to do with winning.
There's
like
nobody. There's nobody like
I want to play with my son.
Entire NBA.
No,
there's not one person. And we just get a whole lot of, and when you think about it, LeBron, JJ Redick, 2 liars together.
With a crazy ego.
Serial losers and liars together. And I just can't see this ending well, the relationship between the two of them either, because at what point is it going to implode? Or do you think that they've just been together this whole time to protect one another? And JJ Redick, but it just doesn't look that way to me.
Well,
the tears in his eyes show that like he wasn't expecting this.
They can't turn on each other. They both got to go to the grave with like it's almost like if I was in the car when you ran over somebody and only we know about it,
Yeah.
I was with you and I didn't call the cops, and I can't go to the cops a year later and be like, hey, I was here for this crime. We both did it. We both buried the body. I can't do that. So they partners in crime. I
just don't think that the PICs are going to stay that way though, Mel. You know what I'm saying? No, because there's just certain protections for certain complexions. And I do think that even in this post-game presser, JJ Redick was willing to say certain things that perhaps I'm not sure that he should have said. I don't think that he should have debunked LeBron's 82 games if they're partners in crime. And I get it. Like, they're setting up for LeBron to take some games off potentially. But it seems like he didn't even know how to really answer that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm waiting for him to slip up and either throw LeBron under the bus because the heat is just too hot. I don't know if he can really handle it, Mel.
Well, they better figure something out because they ain't looking good. You know what I mean? And a trade is not coming to save them because that's what's coming up next. You know, Anthony Davis already foreshadowed it. We don't have the talent. It's not our offense. We don't have the talent. Oh, okay. Y'all don't got the talent now. So now they need a trade. So,
but D'Angelo Russell for who?
They got to make a big splash. They want a third star. So,
I'm hearing Trae Young. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah,
but Lakers don't even have. I don't even think they have first round picks to give up. They don't have anything until 2029, I believe.
It's unreal.
That's what I've heard.
Another mid-season trade that LeBron needs to save his butt, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I do want to just get to these super chats really quick. The dude, I'm so sorry I didn't get to your comment sooner. You do great work. I love it. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Queen James will fall.
Yeah.
Nick T, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. That got absentee Vanderbilt and D'Lo for Tucker. That was when you were asking who did they trade Taylor. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I did think it was Vanderbilt was included in that. Then we have Andrew Williams. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Did y'all know LeBron has a plus minus of minus 86 in the finals for his career? Terrible.
Man, that's crazy.
He's never had a good plus minus. That's one of the stats that they never talk about for LeBron. Brown B, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I can't wait for Labalco to retire. Then all the Latours can get on the LeMay flower and leave my team. Oh my gosh. As you know, we are sorry for Laker fans. We really are. We feel for you. And I mean, as a Knick fan, I really do feel for you. You guys have been suffering for a lot of years since LeBron has been on your team, just bankrupting the team, hemorrhaging the team, and just embarrassing your franchise. So I get it. I feel the pain. We are coming up on an hour, and that's about the content that we have for you guys tonight. I do think, Mel, what do you think about opening up the phone lines for one call or two calls? Are you okay with that? Do you have time for that?
Yeah.
Alrighty, wonderful. So guys, we do want to open it up to you. We had two questions tonight. The first one was, can JJ Redick help the Lakers turn their season around? And the second question was, should LeBron retire this year? So obviously Mel and I think that he should. He probably should have retired maybe 2 years ago.
Correct.
But, what do you guys think? We really do want to know. We'll open the phone lines and we'll also read some comments in the meantime while we're waiting for a call.
While we waiting on that phone call, somebody said we need Young to call.
Where is he tonight? I feel like he's not happy because his king did not play well tonight. Guillermo is no longer part of the sports tea community, but maybe we can change that. I'll see, but I need to like see, what the vibe is. Guillermo, it's your time to shine. Oh, I love when he calls you, Mel, and he just starts off with, let's talk about LeBron. So we have a caller from Covina, California. Caller from Covina, California. Talk to me nice. Hi, this is Sports Tea. Are you there? Hello?
You got your Bluetooth on?
I had the phone muted. I'm so sorry. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So sorry about that. What's your name?
My name is Anthony from West Covina, California.
Nice to hear from you, Anthony. So what do you think about our topics tonight? What do you think? Should LeBron retire this year?
Listen, I'm from California. I grew up in California. I have this conversation with my friends all the time. I never wanted this guy on the squad, especially following Kobe, because when you grow up in California, you really only had two choices. You were either a LeBron guy or a Kobe guy. Most of us were Kobe guys. But this is my theory about the retirement of LeBron James. LeBron is afraid to retire. LeBron knows that he is not going to get the same type of treatment that Cap got, that Magic got, and that Kobe got. And so what he was hoping was that his son would be a good enough off-ramp for him to go ahead and get off the freeway and retire. He could play with his son. They're going to criticize him. I don't think he anticipated his son getting as much criticism as he got. And now he doesn't know which way to go because he knows that he's not going to get celebrated the same way that Kobe did. That's a fact. And so he's hanging on, hoping that he can get his fairy tale ending. But it's not going to happen. LA is over it. We've been over it. We're just ready for this guy to go.
I just don't blame you. I feel so sorry. I live in California too. And I haven't met one person who lives here who's actually a LeBron fan.
Sheesh.
And granted, I mean, I'm in the Bay. So I'm in the Bay. I'm in Warriors Town. So that would be harder to find. But even when I went to SoCal recently, I didn't know. Everybody I talked to, nobody told me that they were a LeBron fan. They told me they couldn't wait for him to leave.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the standard where we are. And, you know, people can, when you've been watching it for long enough, you can see where the holes are in all of the things that people like to talk about. But at the end of the day, LeBron is not who people think they are. Think that he is. LeBron is not Kobe. LeBron is not Cap. They say LeBron is more Magic than he is Jordan. LeBron's not none of those things. Either you have the stones to take the shots to win the game, or you don't. And if you don't, then you can't be the GOAT. And if you're not in that conversation, then people need to restore Kobe to his rightful spot. Otherwise, we're done with this guy. We're over it. We don't like to be shown this narrative and know what the truth is at the same time. So we're done. We're just ready for the guy to go. But
real quick before you go though, is that, you know, because I keep hearing a lot of people from LA say that. Is that the majority of everybody thinking? Oh, and was it like that when he first got there?
I'm gonna tell you, it was even worse when he first got here. It was even worse. Because,
something.
They put some murals up, and people every time they repainted it, people whacked it out to make a play on whacked out murals. Every time they fixed the mural, somebody came and whacked it out.
Sheesh.
And over time, people that were willing to give it a shot have now seen what it really is to have LeBron on your team. The way that the players respond. And if you notice now, guys are starting to speak out. Carmelo Anthony, Iman Shumpert, these guys like that are starting to speak out to say, hey, I didn't want to be on these teams with him because everybody's that to suffer when you get LeBron on your team. And if you're a real LA person, you already knew this. That all these things happening in the league, the viewership, all of these things that are happening are because of LeBron James. The last time the All-Star game was good was when Kobe Bryant was in the game.
That's very true.
You can see how these things, they come about slowly but surely over time, and it starts to peel back the veil. And the guy's soft. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. The guy's soft. He doesn't have the Mamba mentality. He never had the Mamba mentality.
Never will.
He
Kobe Bryant
never will.
Kobe Bryant is rolling over in his grave.
Oh my God. 2-3 times the guy done rolled over already. Watching what this team has come to. Listen, I used to be a die-hard Laker fan. I mean, I got jerseys. I go to games. My son is 7 years old. I was introducing my son to the game. I haven't been to a game since this guy got here, and I will not go to one. That's just what it is.
Sheesh.
That's just how I feel about this guy.
Man, that's crazy.
I can't get down with it.
Well, we appreciate the call, man. That's really good insight. I love when people from LA call in, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, thank you for
man. I follow
thank
you
for
guys.
telling us about like what's really going on.
Believe me, I speak for a lot of Los Angelenos. Believe me. So what the stuff y'all guys are talking, I appreciate what you guys are doing. We need these voices because the Nick Wrights of the world, the Shannon Sharps, we can't let these people drive the narrative when we can see with our own eyes. But I'm gonna let you guys handle it from here. I appreciate what y'all doing, and thanks for the call, man.
Thank you so much. What was your name again?
Anthony from West Covina, California.
Thanks for calling, Anthony. Really appreciate you. Have a good night. Thanks for watching us.
Man, I feel bad for LA people, man. I mean, does the bubble ring, like, is there anybody from LA that the bubble ring is like, all right, man, you at least bought us a ring, you know what I mean? So, you know, because I know it was a lot of people that was like, you know, calling Kobe fans. They wasn't, they're not LA Laker fans. They're only Kobe fans. They wasn't embracing LeBron at first, but they kind of got quieted it down after they won that bubble, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if that's like a real thing. If people really recognize that bubble ring is something that
a lot of Laker fans and a lot of people in LA, from my understanding, they rebuke that title. They don't want it. The only people that I've heard of accepting the bubble title that are Laker fans are like, you know, New York Faker fans, people who are LeBron fans from other parts, you know what I mean, of the country.
They still ain't had no parade for that, huh?
No, they never did. They never will. We do have Funky Town on the line. So Funky Town, talk to us nice.
Hey, good evening, y'all. Mel, what's going on, brother?
What's up, big dog?
Hey, I just wanted to call to say I'm just so happy to hear that last caller. Like that was like a refreshing, reestablish my belief in humanity, because I was like starting to wonder, because the truth of the matter is LeBron came in there and started looking at and using LA like a backdrop for the life and times of a flopper. So for me, no, seriously, I like the brother, like he broke it down, like he was taking words out of my mouth.
LaFlop Kingdom.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like it was either going to be a documentary, a miniseries, or like the next Game of Thrones type stuff. But ass. Anyway, the bottom line is they had like when he brought up Kobe, I kept thinking Gigi would have been a better player on the Lakers than Bronny.
Come on, man.
And may she rest in peace.
No, I am not.
I
agree.
I think
funny?
you put Caitlin Clark.
Funny?
You put Caitlin Clark on the Lakers, and she's better than Bronny.
Look, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna let Funky Town finish, man. But don't do the brotherhood like that, man. You know, athletically,
ain't no brotherhood, man.
There's an advantage there. You know, there's an advantage there. It's gonna be very hard for
female
to outplay.
Does he know? Hold on. But does he know that? Does he realize that? Does he realize he was given a different that he should be able to, like with all those special trainers and everything, all the advantages
I
Richie
guarantee
behind his head his whole life
still doesn't hit a 3 against me.
Blank man.
I bet Gigi would have busted a 3 in his behind though, straight up. I bet that.
Bronny was supposed to be 3 and D.
They're supposed to be 3 and D. I know Gigi could at least take care of the 3 part.
Well, one thing's for sure, she was gonna have that killer mentality. I already know she was gonna have that. I seen that early.
We all saw it. She the one told people. I got that covered. As far as my father's legacy on this basketball court, I got that covered. She didn't have to have her dad pumping anything up. She was the one dragging him to the gym. But anyway, I just wanted to give that caller and the rest of the Laker fans, the real fans, that knew the okey doke that they were being sold on this. Jeannie Buss is just as responsible as all these other Pelinka, all of them. Pelinka should definitely know better because he was Kobe's agent. He should know a lot better than allow that team that meant so much to him to fall off like this. Because this is embarrassingly a joke. And I'm not even a Laker fan, but I mean I realize what the Lakers mean as far as the landscape of the NBA. And just for that, it's like when you see somebody try to come into from a legacy of, I mean, you got all these champions and I mean heroes of the game, and then you got this dude, trying to beg the Dodgers to have a joint championship parade because your punk ass got 6 months off during the season to come back and go to Disney World and get yourself a championship when no one else really wanted to play. Man, come on. Let's stop all this fake stuff, man. We know what come on. I was raised by a black woman and black father. I'm sorry. I was raised to be a man. I ain't gonna sit here and smear syrup on me and be all bubblicious and act like I don't know when I'm watching. These jokers, I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
A great show, but I'm serious. We just gotta stop this stuff, man.
Yeah.
We gotta stop this, man. Y'all gotta we gotta keep keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? And salute to you guys and having a great show. Everybody hit that like button. Man, let's keep this thing rolling.
Thank you so much, Funky Town, for calling. I really appreciate you.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, guys, please smash the like button. I see we have 537 people here, but we only have about 200 likes. Can we jump that up to 400 likes? What do you think? I think we can do it.
Yeah, give them 3 minutes to do it. I think we can. I mean, it's very easy. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. That'll help the channel out a whole lot.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? We have one more caller tonight. Caller from Dubai. Thanks for calling Sports Tea. Talk to us nice.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Perfect.
What's your name again?
Coming in, obviously, talk about Darren.
Nice to hear from you, Darren. This is your second time calling Sports Tea. I loved your first call.
Awesome. Last two callers, definitely not LeBron guys, aren't they?
I'm so sorry. You said last two callers. What?
The last two callers definitely not fans of LeBron. I agree and disagree with them. So I agree that I reckon a lot of the fans in LA aren't fans of LeBron. But when the guy said that, his farewell tour won't be big, his farewell tour will be very big because he's got all the hands in the media and everything. And there's still a lot of people around the league that like him. So his farewell tour will be an event when it happens. But I also do agree with the previous caller that he is scared of retiring. And I think a lot of that is going to be kind of a Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan situation, because when he goes into coaching or if he goes into ownership, he can't really hide behind anything because the results will kind of speak for himself. I think he'll be quite exposed on that. So I do think he is definitely afraid of retiring. And I think that's the reason why and then that kind of links on to what's going on now. So if you watched last year, I think it was game 1 against the Nuggets. I think that was the game where Jamal Murray hit the game-winning shot, but the Lakers were up by 20. If you actually watch that game back, what they were doing was they were playing through AD. So they played through AD for the first 3 quarters, and he was torching Jokic out on the perimeter. He was shutting Jokic down. And then I remember saying to myself, all they got to do is they just got to ride AD home. He'll take him home in the 4th quarter, and they'll win this game.
Yep.
And what they did, though, when I saw LeBron was actually on the bench over this time, and I said, what's going to be interesting is what LeBron does when he comes on. Is he going to play LeBron ball, which is he going to dominate the ball at the top and get his numbers? Or is he going to do the basketball play, which is actually play through AD? And if you actually watch it. AD had 2 shots for the rest of that game. They didn't give him the ball in the fourth quarter. LeBron played his game, and then they ended up losing it.
No, you're absolutely right. We talked about it. We talked about that out on our show right after that game the next day. So you're absolutely right, man. It's the same. We all saw it. We saw it.
Yeah, like I feel like people that actually know what they're watching for it. But like like credit to you guys for actually even pointing that out, because I didn't hear anyone talk about this. You know, and then the other one is like no one talked about his defense as well. The first 3 games it was atrocious. He was getting torched on that as well, so that was hurting them on both ends. But I kind of feel like this is like a backdrop of what's happening now. So when the season started, you know, JJ Redick had the Lakers playing, 5-out ball, down screening, zoom actions with AD at the top. You got AD at the top of the key, kind of taking his shots. They're winning some games against weak opposition. And then all I remember telling my friends who were Lakers guys is, just watch what LeBron does next. LeBron played off ball, but it's kind of like, when you're in school and you're doing your notes, and like you do your notes really nicely the first few weeks, and then eventually you go back to old habits. And I said, LeBron's not going to be able to play off ball the whole season.
Correct.
And what you're getting now is that he wants the ball back in his hands, and then you're going back to LeBron ball and not playing optimally, and it's kind of falling off again. So that was kind of like my main take on it. But I just knew deep down LeBron's not going to be able to play off ball for 82 games. He might be able to do it for 6 games with a new coach, with his son in the lineup, with some media spotlight, but eventually he's going to go back to old habits. Because to be fair, the guy's played one way his whole career, and I'll give the one thing I will give credit to LeBron at. I feel like there's no other player in history where, he gets you 45, 50 games when he's in his prime, 50 wins in a season just by playing his system. But if you actually look at it, like in the history of LeBron, who are the teams that have beat him in the playoffs? They're all smart teams. They can play basketball. We're talking about the Spurs, the Mavericks, the Warriors, and then even more recently, the Nuggets. So yeah, that's all I really got on that. But I appreciate the show as always.
Thank you so much, Darren. That was an awesome take. And I agree with you. Teams that play not only smart basketball, but team basketball always beat LeBron every time. So,
definitely agree. I mean, spread the guys out. Yeah, no worries. It's easy to beat when you know what you're doing.
Right. You're awesome. So have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching us. So Mel, before we end the live, I did want to address the comment on screen. I thought that you would love this question. So I would love for you, before we read off the last super chat of the night, what do you think about this question? Like, so if the accident never happened, what would become of Kobe? And I guess legacy.
He would have been the GOAT off the court retired basketball player. Like right now, you got Magic Johnson, who part owner of the Washington Commanders, part owner of the Dodgers. Dodgers won a World Series. I mean, he got all these other business endeavors, man. Like
he's part owner of Lakers as well, right?
Yeah.
Does he have ownership in that?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not sure, but
I think he does.
The point is, he's killing it. He's a billionaire. Michael Jordan's a billionaire. I think they just talked about his shoe sales and how much revenue he made this year. And I think they had like 3 superstars, including LeBron. I think LeBron, KD, and Curry all combined annual salary didn't surpass what Mike made with Jumpman. So, so those 2 guys are killing it after retirement. And I think Kobe Bryant probably would have surpassed them.
I agree. And I mean, imagine if Kobe Bryant was still alive to shed some light on any of these narratives. Imagine if he was asked any questions.
Yeah. And,
you know what I mean? About what's happening with the Lakers and the state of the franchise.
Correct.
I don't think it would have been, I don't know that LeBron would still be there.
I don't think he would have even bothered with it, because he would have been because this would have been Gigi's freshman year at Connecticut. She was supposed to go to Connecticut, right? So he would have been, she probably would have been playing with Paige. As a freshman, he would have been heavily involved in that. He was already getting the WNBA heavily involved with his Mamba Academy, that he was training a lot of players.
He would have been super active in WNBA.
Oh, man.
He would have been the GOAT for that.
Yeah, this year would have been crazy with the growth of the WNBA, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, all that stuff. He would have been right in the middle of it. And Gigi would have been a huge name.
That goofy stuff that LeBron was doing.
Yeah, no. No.
As far, you know what I mean? Dividing WNBA fans the way that LeBron did. It's just so crazy to me. But
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that Kobe Bryant would have just been accomplishing so much still in the sport, having his hands, like he just would have been touching so many different things.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just going to read the last super chat and then we'll close out. We have from Gigi Chilling, the Hush Room. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. And your comment was thank you with the little stars. We really appreciate you so much. So, Mel, did you want to share any last thoughts about tonight?
I see T Burt and Tony the Savant in the chat, man. What's up to y'all? What's up to everybody else in there? And then I like to see we're above 500 plus, almost at 600 in the chat, man. That's a good sign. So I don't know, man. If y'all want to see me and Dom do more post games, I don't know, say something in the comment section, and then maybe we probably can make it happen. Who knows? Yeah. But that's it. Oh, if y'all never seen my ugly mug before, y'all can find me on Man Down Sports, and you can find Dominique there on Fridays as well with our Full Panel Friday show. That's always a good time. Dominique coming over there and getting cooked by me on a weekly basis. You know what I mean? So yeah, tune in and check that out on Friday.
That's right. You guys know it. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I'll be live again, in the next couple of days, but we'll be back soon. And as Mel said, you can catch us on Fridays on Man Down Sports. Don't forget to head over there and check out the content if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good night.